Care and Repair Scotland is the national coordinating body for care and repair in Scotland. Our company objective is to ensure that the care and repair movement is sustainable for the future and able to develop its role in helping older and disabled homeowners. Care and Repair operate a variety of services throughout Scotland, which offer independent advice and assistance to help homeowners repair, improve or adapt their homes so that they can live in comfort and safety in their own community.
Every room has been touched by you guys. Every room has been touched.
The service is available to owner-occupiers, private tenants and crofters who are aged over 60 or who have a disability. This film highlights the range of services, both well-established and new, that Care and Repair delivers around Scotland, as well as showing the impact it has on the people who need help the most. In Glasgow, Care and Repair operates a handy person service, carrying out basic home maintenance work as well as an advice service.
Glasgow Care and Repair handy person service, how can I help?
I'm Surinda Kosroya and I'm a resident of this beautiful bungalow and I am a regular user of Care and Repair. I'm affected by a long-term chronic condition of MS. Care and Repair have been so helpful in doing everything that I couldn't do. You know, so many simple things that most people would take for granted, but I couldn't with my multiple sclerosis. As I think I have gone on about it a bit, but without them, you guys, family, I would have been lost because I wouldn't have been able to get half the, I probably would have not been here. I would have been in hospital probably. I think Care and Repair are vital for my well-being, my life and existence. Thank you.
Do you know the worst? You know the worst news? 88.
Are you 88 now?
No, in May.
Oh, I was going to say, because I checked your records and I could have sworn you were only 87. Okay, that was Mr. McLaren, Walter McLaren, and he is 87 at the moment. He will be 88 next May, like he just let us know. We first come across him, I think it was probably in the summer, sometime before the cold had really hit. And he pointed out that he didn't have any heating, he hadn't had it for a couple of years, so we made a referral for him to Home Energy Scotland. And then they do an initial assessment over the phone just to find out what the situation is and whether he could qualify for something, and then they tell you over the phone, and then to back that up they then come out and do a visit just to verify everything that he said, and then a couple of weeks after that they can then install it. There's no gas in his property, so it was all electrical, and what we've just done is this is the first time I've visited since the whole system was installed, so I just wanted to make sure it was working and he was using it.
That big heater.
Yes.
You feel it on the wall in your bed.
He's been very grateful for it, and I'm glad we were able to do that for him, especially before the cold weather really set in.
East Ayrshire Care and Repair offers resident support and advice in maintaining their homes, including a preventative works service.
That's wee Millie. Everybody in Sorn knows Millie, don't they? Millie. There was 2 steps at the front and I tried and tried, but I could never get them. It was all right if somebody was with me to help me getting the Zimmer down the steps. It was too much and it was too heavy to struggle with it. But with this one and the new ramp, nothing holds me back.
We were contacted by the local occupational therapist. We had a look, we had a discussion. We said what we could do and what would work. And we then went to task with one of our approved contractors. We laid the pathway, reported back to the occupational therapist, who then put the order in for the handrails to assist.
That's right.
And basically it's made your life much better.
Much better, yes. Well, I'd just say they did a marvellous job for me and hope they do the same for whoever wants them.
Around about the year 2011, my husband became less able to do jobs around the house because both of us are over 70. And I was saying to friends at the church it was kind of getting difficult because I was scared with them up ladders. I was scared with them a screwdriver in case he hit the wrong wire, etc, etc. And a friend at the church told me about care and repair and gave me Mr Murphy's number. I phoned up the office, staff were excellent. They sent along a tradesman to do the small job that I needed at that time. I was very pleased and I knew I could trust them because they came and had been vetted, and that was very important because when you get over 70 you feel vulnerable, you really do, and you've got to be very careful. Then the cladding started to crack at the gable end of the house, and that was a huge job and a huge expense. And Mr Murphy came and assessed the building, assessed the house outside and said, yes, I qualified for... It was a grant at that time, which was a great help, and the gable end of the house and the front of the house. Anyway, I think your service to the community and us older people is absolutely... Oh, it's so beneficial and so helpful.
The Lochaber service covers Fort William up to Inverness and operates a number of services, including an innovative dementia home enablement project.
In Highland, there are 5 care and repair agencies: Pentland, ILM, Cairn, Lahalsh and Skye and ourselves. We all deliver the core care and repair service. Telecare is delivered by the 5 care and repair handy person services in Highland, and Telecare is really a wonderful way of helping people to live safely at home.
I've got a brain tumour, but it's benign. And I was taking epileptic fits, and my son decided, well, this is no use, we'll have to get the health call for you. So that's a good 5 years, I'm sure, since I got the health call. At first I was quite weary of it because if I happened to burn the toast or anything, the alarm would go off, you know. But apart from that, it's very safe.
I'd fallen while I was watering the garden, and if it hadn't been for the neighbour, the water would have been all over me. She came and moved the hose and then got an ambulance. Well, my daughter won't worry about me so much, and I won't worry myself because I know I can press something and I'll get help. But I won't be watering the garden again because I'll get a row. Well, it's nice to have somebody nice in the house to talk to. I didn't get much to talk to with Hamish because he's busy.
Cancel. So the green button is just to cancel any...
Life Changes Trust approached Care and Repair Scotland with a view to developing a service within people's homes around dementia. So since January 2016, we have been piloting a dementia enablement service.
My husband has dementia, and it's gradually got worse, but I'm so lucky because I call it a happy dementia, because he's quite happy about it. He doesn't know he's got it. And yes, Robert came, and it was wonderful because first thing he did was to give my husband a clock. It's a super thin clock that sits beside his bed, and it shows clearly, it's sort of black background, big white lettering, and it gives the day, morning, afternoon, evening, and the date. And I often say to Don, what's today? And he looks at it. So it's great.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so like 4 or 5 weeks later, I came back with individual awards, which is for a person who has dementia and also the carer who looks after them. So you're allowed up to £500 towards what's going to make things a lot easier to help them. And in your case, you decided you needed a new television.
He doesn't, to be honest with you, it's helped me really more than him, but because it helps me, it helps him. And it's a big television in the kitchen, so that's good for him to see, because he can only see out of one eye because he lost the sight of one eye. It made me feel, gosh, there's somebody out there, you know, that really cares. And yes, it was a lovely warm feeling. Couldn't really believe it.
It's the best thing since sliced bread. It keeps me light all the time.
Well, I don't know, I've been coming to Pat for probably about the last 2 years, Pat, is it?
Oh, quite a
longer?
Oh, longer.
My task is when I come to see someone for the first thing is to do a safety inspection about the house to make sure the person in the house is living safely. So we do that, and then we get to know each other quite well after that.
That's the best thing since sliced bread, though. But no, it's really good. You know, somebody will phone me, and I just need to write up here, because I'll not stay in there. I'm going to get 2 benches. I'll go down to them that do the house furnishing and stuff. They've got all the benches and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Just getting the tables and chairs through Life Changing Trust, individual awards, so which is a great thing. A lot of people have benefited from it over the last 4 or 5 months, so it's a good thing.
I'm doing fine. I'm damn lucky when you think of folk that's living on their own, and they don't get any help at all.
In Fife, Cairn Repair offers a small repair service as well as a disability support service.
We went in really quite blind as to what it was all about, and everybody that's been involved from start to finish have been very helpful, very informative, explained things in layman's terms that we can understand, and it's made the whole process really really beneficial.
Yes, we've got like a standard checklist just to go through. The main thing to check is that the adaptation's been carried out in line with what was pre-agreed on the drawings, because obviously the different locations, so like the toilet, wash hand basin and stuff, can affect the different service users. So we come out at the start of the job and come and see the visit and agree what the layout's going to be, so it's going to suit the service users' needs to exactly what they need to be in this instance. Mr Brown's ambulant at the moment, but we've got to future-proof the bathroom in case he is ever going to need to be in a wheelchair, so it was a case of finding the right design layout which is going to be suitable for him. The second one is just checking the quality of the workmanship, making sure it's all been installed correctly, because it's all very well if everything's in place, but you've got to make sure it's been done to a high enough standard and that there isn't going to present any problems.
I thought I was very impressed actually. It was very good when Christian said, explain what they were doing, why they were doing it, this way, not that way, you know, just carried on and marvellous.
Yeah, it was worth it at the end of the day. What a fabulous bathroom he's got, and much more suited to his needs, so 10 out of 10.
Recently, Cairn Repair and Fife have been working with local partners to ensure one family gets the support they need to transform their lives.
The Brown family are an absolutely delightful family. Were referred to us approximately 6 months ago. We were asked to look at giving a lifetime solution to the living accommodation for young Finlay Brown, the son of the family, who is quite severely disabled and suffers from a rare condition. But we soon realised the extent of the adaptations that we required to do to his family home took us way above the expense limits of the grant award. So we had to do some out-of-the-box thinking and suggest to the Browns that we look around and see if we could raise some charitable funding on their behalf. And having had discussions with Mr Brown, it came to light that he had had previous service in the armed forces. So we approached SAFA, the Forces charity, to see if they could give any assistance. And they very kindly did an awful lot of legwork and managed to almonise funds from several sources, including Poppy Scotland and Help for Heroes. There was quite a few high emotions when we told them the fact that their work could progress, and it's on site at present.
So the involvement with Ida and her team has been phenomenal. The original gap was, we thought, well, let's work towards closing the 5,000, and the military charities came back with just under £47,000 towards the build, on top of the 20,000 from the council, which we've never got access to without the involvement of Ida and her team in Cairn Repair.
Cairn Repair Scotland have been working in partnership with Energy Savings Trust to pilot an equity loan scheme on behalf of the Scottish Government in Glasgow City, Argyll and Bute and the Perth and Kinross council areas. The pilot has helped individuals to carry out energy measures and repairs to future-proof their home and enable them to live in comfort for as long as possible.
It came about first of all when we got a visit from somebody from Home Energy Scotland, and he told us about the home equity loan scheme, and we got a visit from a helpful gentleman, Trevor Mitchell, who came and explained the scheme to us. We got heating done, but also under sink water heaters. Better for the environment and better for my pocket, which I like. With having the new storage heaters in, the house is much more comfortable, and the temperature's controllable, which has been really very, very helpful. My wife's very happy about it because the new heaters are maintaining an even temperature throughout the house, which my wife likes. I just like the living room hot, or warm anyway, because you heat the other parts of the house, it's going to cost money. But it saves domestic disharmony, even with a lovely wife, to have the whole house suitable for both. So that's been really helpful. Probably the main motivation for us was the fact that we could get it just now. The government would pay for it, and the government would be repaid when my wife and I die, we're both dead, or we move house. Because we're comfortable, we won't be able to stay here for longer. I don't intend and never want to go into a care home, but because the house is better suited for us now, it will prolong our life in our home, and may even hopefully prolong it long enough so we never have to go into a care home.
The Care and Repair Service in Edinburgh offers a range of services, including a handy person service, which is carried out by a team of experienced volunteers. Not only do they complete basic DIY tasks, they also assist with technical matters such as setting up TVs and printers.
Well, I'm Rina Gray, and I'm 80-year-old and had a stroke, and an aneurysm and a stroke, and paralysed on one side. Fiercely independent, but I do need a lot of help at times. But my husband, he has bad COPD and he's partially sighted with macular degeneration, so therefore he's unable to do all these little jobs about the house. So therefore I find that phoning up and just telling them all my little knick-knacks that are needing sorted, and they're right down and very, very helpful.
So what I do is basically anything that involves a bit of technology. So if it's an elderly person, they want a phone maybe with an answering machine, but that doesn't, that allows them to enough time to get to the phone to answer it. So it's working out how the phones are. It's setting the TVs up the way they want it. It's maybe helping them on their on a tablet how to use Skype or FaceTime or whatever for the inevitable daughter in Australia and son in Canada or whatever, and that's a regular one, helping people to do that stuff. So it's allowing people to stay in touch and to learn new things, and it's the difference between being isolated and very heavily included. People who don't have access to technology or who don't know how to use it, they can be sitting in their own home day upon day, and that leads to all sorts of issues.
I think Care and Repair is an excellent service for elderly people like myself, my husband and I, very good.
Care and Repair Scotland has been helping older and disabled people since the 1980s, and now they deliver services in over 30 areas across Scotland. Here are a few people to tell you about their experience in working with Care and Repair.
I must have worked with Care and Repair here in East Ayrshire for almost 15 years. First of all as the manager of the community care service, and then the whole social work service, and now all our health and social care services. We've had a really positive relationship with Shire Housing and Care and Repair over that period of time. We have recently had a review of our adaptations processes, and care and repair has always been, part of that. So now we've moved to make sure that the benefits people get in care and repair, initially from owner-occupiers, we're now looking to how we expand that into other tenures because of the speed of the processes and the efficient one for us. So care and repair will continue to be a partner with us in the future.
Well, over the last 10 years, as you appreciate, we've had care and repair involved, but prior to that, it's actually ourselves with one of our technical advisors who did the majority of that work, and as a result, people waited a long time in order to get the service. It wasn't that it was a poor service, but it was a lengthy service. The beauty of when care and repair became involved was we ended up with a seamless service. And as occupational therapists, we were then able to do our job. We could interact with care and repair, and we ensured that the people that we were working with, they didn't just receive the financial part, but in addition to that, they received an interpretation of how their needs could best be met and the future needs be looked at. And Ida in particular and her team have enabled us to continue to provide that service.
Care and Repair is a vital service to so many people across Scotland, with over 30 individual offices, each delivering a variety of services from the traditional handy person service to new innovative projects like the Home Equity Pilot. It's important that our work continues. Care and Repair are the leading organisation in Scotland to take older and disabled people beyond advice and give them a home where they can be happy and safe for as long as possible.